Hey, welcome to the show. Feeling good with Duddy. That's me. Let's go.
Oh, hello. And we're back in the bunker for another episode of Feeling Good with Duddy. An amazing episode we have. We have a conspiracy query. Duddy's got a crazy tip of the day. You're going to love it. And we've got a shitload of listener questions. This one's going to take a while. So let's just get to it. Duddy B!
What's happening, people? That's right. We are back with another episode of Feeling Good with Duddy. You know how it goes. I took a different route than Jake here today. So I jumped in my airtight bubble car. I drove through the wasteland, past the tumbleweeds, past the drifters. I moved the boulder. I climbed down the 100-foot tall ladder. Took off my rubber glove. Then cavity checked myself. Jumped in the pool of Purell. Swam through it. Got out. Walked through the Total Recall X-ray machine. I put a thermometer in my mouth. It was 98.7, and then I held my breath for 30 seconds. Jake,
You're here, dude. And what did I do?
yeah.
I peed on a drifter and then hugged that drifter and walked right in the door. No sanitization. I think I'm going to be all right. I got a stimulus check. How are you doing, Daddy? Yeah.
Oh, man. And I don't know why I moved the boulder.
Yeah, I love the boulder, and then I love the took off my rubber glove, cavity checked myself. And he doesn't have a rubber glove on when to climb down the ladder and do all that stuff. He climbs down the ladder, puts on a rubber glove, takes it off, and then cavity checks himself. So he just the act of stripping it off bare. And again, the cavity check, not necessary. No one on earth wants him to do it or asked him to do it, but he does it. You go the extra mile every time. Duddy B, how you doing?
Well, I know that I'm doing really well because of the cavity check.
I know.
It's all good.
Bill
It
of
works
health.
out.
You have a busy ass it's a Dirty Head week. Every other week is a Dirty Head live stream. So every other week you are extremely busy. You got a week ahead of you, man. What's going on?
We do. I'm actually really excited about it. Just rehearsals every day. And it's really fun, it's something to do, get out of the house, and I get to get with my my good friends that are in the band, and we just rehearse, and we get to go over old songs, a lot that we haven't played in a while, and we're just figuring out cool stuff, and we're having a lot of fun with it. So yeah, I'm stoked. I can't wait.
And this is week 2, so you guys are doing the second album,
Cabin by the Sea.
How many songs?
I think we're gonna do like about 12 or so, and then we're actually gonna do like a special like encore-y song that may or may not be on Cabin by the Sea.
I see.
I shouldn't have said that.
Ooh, you said it though.
But I said it.
So
It's out
I'm
there.
glad you did.
Yep.
You said Cabin by the Sea, and I said, I see. 2 different C's.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
And then there's,
Yeah, so that's really exciting. That's this Friday.
Come on, then there's, Yeah. That is,
Great.
those are 2 C's. And also if you speak Spanish, C, that's 3 C's.
Any more?
Not that I know of.
Okay, moving on.
But those are all 3 C's. You get
They
that,
are
right?
3 Cs.
3 different C's, but they're all the same.
I got it.
Oh, you do?
I got it.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So yeah,
See.
this Friday, we Dirty Heads. We are performing all the songs, not all the songs, but all songs from Cabin by the Sea. If you want to watch it, I believe you can go to like the dirtyheads.com, get the info there, or you just go to our social medias, and I believe the link's like in our bios. You can just click the link there, take you to where you can purchase tickets to watch that.
Watch that.
That's right. So that's very exciting. And other Dirty Heads news, we're in like getting mixes on these songs back. This album is very close to being done. So I hope that we have some news within the next few weeks of like a release date. But I do think within the next couple months, you guys are going to be getting a new Dirty Heads album. So that's very exciting.
Insanity. If that comes out in a couple months, when did your last album drop? I feel like it dropped when we were on tour. It was like a week into the tour or something, or 2 weeks in.
It was definitely, I think we maybe had, I think Lift Me Up was the first song that came out.
Yeah, you had a couple singles.
Yeah, and I think that Lift Me Up dropped like right about when we started that summer tour.
So is this album going to be the second album within a calendar year, or is this going to be an entire?
It's going to be close.
2 in a year.
Yeah, it'll be close.
Before.
Yeah.
Because actually, I remember now. It was the day that we did that live stream on Twitch or whatever. Because it was an album.
That's
it was
right.
a listening party.
That's right.
That was 3/4 of the way through the tour.
Yeah.
I feel like this album might come out quicker than an actual year.
Yeah.
That is heavy.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Yeah. So
More
that's
good
exciting.
shit.
Yeah. And before we get into it anymore, I do want to talk about this guitar right over here, over on our Feeling Good with Duddy Patreon page. I will be raffling this guitar off to one of the Patreon members on the 4th of July. So if you would like a chance to win this guitar,
for the listeners, it's a beautiful Ernie Ball Cutlass guitar. That's the name of the like style is Cutlass.
Yeah.
It's the same guitar Duddy plays on
this
stage.
is an amazing guitar. Like this is a very, very nice guitar. Yeah, so we'll be raffling it off, like he said, Ernie Ball Cutlass model. If you want to go online, go type in Ernie Ball Music Man Cutlass guitar models, and you could look at you'll find them and you look at them. They're amazing guitars. And not only will you get a chance to win this if you go over and sign up for Patreon, we do give bonus episodes every week for our Patreon members. So yeah, go to Feeling Good or patreon.com/Feeling Good with Duddy, and you can sign up there.
And as of now, there's 102 Patreon members. It's a tight community, so you pretty much have a 1 in 100 chance to win a very, very cool guitar. So yeah, anyway, you guys get it. Duddy explained it quite thoroughly. And guess what else Duddy's going to explain quite thoroughly?
Oh, yes.
Oh, one of my favorite things to do on this show. What is it, Duddy?
It's, do you believe in conspiracy queries?
Oh, so these are conspiracy theories that you came up with?
No.
No, these are not.
I did not come up with
You're saying that you believe in this?
All I'm saying is that I read this, and I'm wondering, do you believe in it?
Oh, this is more of a conspiracy query.
This is a query.
I think I'm starting to understand and love this.
Yes.
What do you have for us today, Duddy?
What I have is, do you believe that the earth is hollow?
That's it? Well, next sec.
Here we go. So, yeah, hollow earth. There's, and I got this from popularmechanics.com. Hollow earth. There is a conspiracy theory that says the earth is hollow and that there might even be a whole other civilization of advanced beings living in it. The theory is rooted back in the 17th century with Edmund Halley, who has a comet named after him. Proposed that the earth must be hollow because of changing magnetisms. In 2014, scientists found a reservoir of water 3 times the volume of all oceans deep within the earth. The water, however, isn't just sloshing around within the earth. It's inside of ringwoodite, a rock which is 435 miles deep beneath the earth's surface.
Never heard of it.
For some, this bolstered the theory that the earth was hollow since the water was solidified in rock form. So how do you access this secret world within a world, you might say? Through secret entrances at either the South or the North Pole.
Holy.
So what I have to ask you is, do you believe that the earth is hollow and there's other civilizations of beings in it?
Oh, I like this, but are they saying there's other civilizations of beings in it? They're saying it's frozen, right? The water is inside a
It says
rock.
that the earth is hollow. Ringwoodite.
Ringwoodite.
And I think I'm saying that right. I don't know. I could be saying it wrong. But it says that the earth is hollow and that there might even be a whole other civilization of advanced beings living in it.
See, this takes me to people that come up to me and they go, dude, do you like Ancient Aliens? And I go, Ancient Aliens doesn't say anything. They're like, yeah, dude, it tells you about it. I'm all, no. I go, watch carefully. Because this is what Ancient Aliens do. They pose nothing but questions. Could it be that ancient astronaut theorists built the pyramids? Some ancient astronaut theorists say yes. Okay, so really all they said right there is, could it be that the pyramids were for some shit? And then this next asshole you're about to meet says yes. And then they pan over to the guy who's Rob Schneider's shitty looking cousin with the silk shirt that's unbuttoned halfway down and his hair's up in the air, much like mine. So I know, calling the kettle black. And then you see at the bottom that he's an author. Oh, shocker. He's an author of a book that he wants to sell to you about all the crazy pyramid alien could it be shit. So they say nothing, and then they hand it over to no one to convince you once again with zero facts. That's kind of what I already. Anyway, sorry to shit on your theory, but yeah. So could it be? I don't know. I love that they found if it's true that there is a like water, canal leading down to the center of the earth, and there's
three times the size of all the ocean's water.
Wowzers! I guess the inside the earth is big.
It's a lot
inside
of
everything.
I'm guessing there's a lot of room.
Yeah, I mean, shit, there's quite a lot of room. How far is it from one side of the earth to the other? I don't know. I'm sure that's easily Googleable, and I'm not going to do it because it sounds like a lot of work, but I think it's far, okay? And there's a lot of room for frozen water in there. And if it is frozen water, then sure, I guess it is hollow. Unless, does water not count? Are the oceans hollow?
No.
So, getting kind of judgy on water there, huh? It's hollow. Water's like, fuck.
I'm here.
Frozen. I'm right here. I'm in the troglodyte, dude. You ready? I'm frozen in troglodyte, dude. Look at me, asshole. Look at me. You swim in... you came from... All right. Fuck it. Yeah, dude. I like it. The troglodyte water.
Troglodyte got me.
I had a friend that I used to work with, and he would call gross chicks troglodytes. Go look at this troglodyte, dude. I used to laugh so hard. I'm like, what? Oh, shout out Chase Noose.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, this fucking bunch of trogs. That's how he'd say it for short.
Wow.
Oh,
okay.
my goodness. How was the party this weekend, Chase? Oh, it was a bunch of trogs.
Wow.
This guy used to make up so many words. Anyway, that's a horrifying thing. But anyway, Duddy, do you want to close it out with a question? Do you have a question to pose to everybody?
Do you believe in conspiracy queries?
Yes.
That's all I can get out after the troglodyte.
Oh my God.
Let's get into the tip of the day real quick here.
And this is like a different format. Obviously, people who are listening, you're seeing that Duddy and I we're kind of flying through some early segments. We're going to get to the sponsors early because we have so many freaking questions from the listeners today that we're like, let's do this. Once we're done with the sponsors, let's sit down and let's fire off a bunch of these questions. I don't even know if we're going to be able to get to them all. Is there too many?
I don't know. We'll see.
Anywho, we're used to getting none, so this is pretty cool. So yes, Duddy has a killer tip of the day. Go for it, Dud.
This is something I started doing. It's probably maybe 2 years ago now, and Jared introduced it to me on a tour, like backstage one day before. It was just like we got to the venue early and we were just backstage in the green room and he showed me this Wim Hof video of like a breathing, exercise.
Is the dude Wim Hof, is that his name?
That is his name.
That's his name.
Hof.
Yeah, Wim Hof.
Yeah.
He goes into frozen water. He's like a crazy
he's like the ice guy,
breath
Iceman,
dude.
And,
Iceman. Yeah. So
and he has some videos on YouTube where he'll like walk you through like some breathing exercises and whatnot. And man, there's this one I've been doing. It's where you take like a whole bunch of very deep breaths, like from your stomach. You feel it come all the way up into your head, and you do it like 30 times, pretty quick. And then you like hold your breath. You take one last deep one, hold it in for like 10 seconds, and you blow it all out. And you'll be amazed, man. Once you do that, you can hold your breath for like well over a minute. You'll just sit there and you won't even realize it. And you'll just be like, oh my God. And then when you do feel like you need to take a breath, you just take like one breath and then let that out. And you'll just feel like so amazing. You just feel like a sense of relief. And if you do that consecutive, like 3 or 4 times in a row, back to back, holy crap.
Mm-hmm. You're like floating on air.
You feel amazing.
These are techniques that he does, but like he's known for going into crazy frozen waters and hanging out down there. So he does these breathing techniques. He gets in the water, and like you said, Jared from Dirty Heads, he does that before he gets into his ice baths, which he did all summer tour long. Jared was doing ice baths and doing this breathing, and it is something that can make you feel good right away. So you go to YouTube, you type him in, and like Duddy said, he'll walk you through the breathing technique. So you just watch that. You got a free tutorial from the man, and you do the breathing right there in your house, and you instantly feel good. That's the perfect type of tip of the day. We want it to be something you can do as soon as you're done listening to us. You type it in YouTube, wham, 10 minutes later, you're feeling great. And you have a new thing. You have a new thing.
It'll become... If you do it once, like I promise you, it'll probably become something that you fit into your day somewhere and you look forward to it. And like the best for me is like I like to wake up. I wake up pretty early at home, and a lot of times like when I wake up early and I have that like hour to myself before the kids get up, hopefully, before the kids get up, sometimes they'll just hear me get up and then they get up and you're like, oh, hey, what's up?
Tiptoeing in your own house.
Yeah, but
Dad, you're up?
Yeah,
Shit.
make me stuff. But yeah, I wake up early and like before I really do much, I'll like just go in the wherever, find your like cool, nice spot that you like to relax and I'll just do it there, like kind of first thing in the morning. And it's just like you instantly start your day with just this sense of relief and this calm and like, and I got to be honest, Jake, it feels good.
Oh, wow. That was a sly little one. I
Yeah.
didn't even see that one coming.
Yeah.
No ramp up.
Nope. You want to know why? Because that's kind of how you'll feel right after. You'll just be like, you know what? It's all good. It's good.
You'll just look across the room at whoever you live with and you'll say, you know what? That makes me feel good.
And then I feel good.
You just cleanly say it.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Well, fucking, what else makes you feel good?
Speaking of feeling good on this podcast, we have some sponsors, and these sponsors make us feel amazing. And first and foremost, Koi. Koi CBD has always been an amazing sponsor of this podcast. I love this product. I love this company. You know how it goes. I wake up in the morning. I get my big 1,500 milligram bottle with the spray capper on it. I lift my tongue up. I do like 10 of those, 15 of those maybe. Then I take my inhaler, 1,000 milligram. Just empty the fucking cartridge.
Then
just
you act like a dinosaur.
Oh, and then I act like a dinosaur for a second. I go, yeah.
Oh, hell
And
yeah.
then
And
I
you fly a drone.
Yeah,
and you go,
fucking Nick Ewing's in my backyard, fucking flying drones, and it's just
busy morning.
fucking Michael Yarno just up there, just droning.
Just
Oh, yeah. But other than that, I don't even really get mad because I got the Koi CBD.
You got that Koi CBD.
Chills
hit.
me out. So yeah, go to koicbd.com, put in code DuddyB at checkout. You're going to get 20% off. And right now, guys, they do have hand sanitizer, and they are matching every ounce of hand sanitizer they sell. They are given to first responders and hospitals all through Southern California. So koicbd.com, code DuddyB at checkout, get you 20% off. Go check it out. And on it.
Get on it.
.com, ONNIT.com. We love this company. They have so many products for whatever it is you are looking for. If you're working out and you need some sort of supplements or protein, or even if you need workout gear, they have it. Or if you're just someone that wants to be smarter or sharper, you can get their Alpha Brain.
You want to remember people's names?
Dude.
You get Alpha Brain.
Dude. Robert,
you still remember? Yeah, 20 episodes ago. Fucking good one. He met a friend. What would you meet? You met a father of someone on your son's team? It was a father
on my son just started a new soccer team, and a father came up and just introduced himself for a quick sec. And then the next day, or it was the next week actually, I saw him and he came up, and I was like, "Hey, what's up, Robert?" And I was just so surprised I remembered his name. And then he was even like, "Oh yeah, what was your name again?" And I was like, "Yeah, maybe you need some Alpha Brain."
Dude. Guess what you need? I love that little fucking story.
Yeah, dude.
So yeah, so proud.
You go to onit.com with 2 N's, ONNIT.com, and you /Duddy, and you will get 10% off your order. That's right. You heard it here, people.
Damn, dude. Signing out. Duddy B. Let's get into it, Dud. Look, it's a busy week in here, all right? And we knew we weren't going to have a lot of time in this studio, and it's just Duddy and I today, and we said there's a lot of fucking questions. Lots and lots of questions. Let's just dig in. Let's, good questions. We'll answer them. We'll answer the good ones. There's going to be some bad ones. There's going to be some serious shitheads going on in here. We're going to sniff them out.
All right, let's go.
And we're going to let them know exactly how we feel about their question asking techniques.
All right, well, okay. So this first question is from our good friend Johnny Christ Official.
Oh, Johnny.
Johnny Christ
Well, this will be a good one.
In the amazing band Avenged Sevenfold. And he asks, what's your favorite podcast? Well, that would have to be Drinks with Johnny.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
I mean, shit.
If you've never heard it.
Hey, you were on episode 1.
I don't think it was episode 1.
No, well, then it was 2.
I think it might have been 2.
I think it might have been 2.
But then we were also on the special 420 special
you were.
that he just did, where if you didn't see it, you can go to YouTube, look up Drinks with Johnny on YouTube, and you can go watch the 420 special where I did a 420 obstacle course.
Oh my God, yes, that was hilarious. I hope you set that one up. That was good. I have a favorite pod. I don't know. I listen to so many podcasts, and I listen to MMA podcasts and then sometimes movie. So there's all these different genres. But if I had to like shout out anyone, it would be the Adam Carolla show. That was the first podcast I ever listened to. I used to listen to him on local radio, and then his show got canceled. The radio station turned into like a pop top 40 radio station. He was gone. And the next day, I remember he did a podcast, and I'm like, okay, I'll listen to that. And that was the first one I ever listened to. And nothing makes me laugh still. Every few months or so, I'll put on another episode just to see where the show's at right now, and I laugh my ass off the whole time.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, that's like the classic one, but that guy just kills me.
He's a funny dude. Turn the Tide Creations would like to know, if you were king of Oklahoma, would you give Joe Exotic a pardon or would you extend his sentence?
Do they have kings? Is there a king? Is there a current king of Oklahoma? Is that how that works there? Oklahoma, Europe, somewhere? Okay, well, it is a fantasy question.
It is a fantasy question.
If you were king, read it again. I'm sorry, I was
if
so thrown off.
If you were king of Oklahoma, would you give Joe Exotic a pardon or would you extend his sentence?
All I heard was king. That makes no sense. No, I'm just kidding. I heard the rest of it. He seems like a decent shithead, dude. Like, that guy should probably...
He's for sure a shithead.
Yeah, he like a couple nice things. You want to like the guy because he's a fucking lunatic, and the show was fun to watch, but he seems like a crazy psychotic asshole, and he shot a couple of the cats.
Yeah.
Would John Wick
Okay,
just
so
let him
here's what
slide?
I want. Here's what I want.
That's what I usually do.
I want... they're going to convince... What is it? Carol...
Oh, Carol Baskin?
Carol Baskin, yeah. They're going to convict her, right?
Oh, right.
And then here's the deal. They can both be set free, pardoned, but they have to go to UFC Fight Island.
Oh, I like.
And they each get to go in the octagon with one of their tigers.
They
each get one of their tigers, and they both have to go in too. So
they don't choose the tiger. We
choose the tiger?
The meanest tiger.
So they each get a tiger, and they have to square off on Fight Island, and the winner's free.
One-on-one, right? Carol Baskin fights a tiger, and then main event. No. You're saying they each have a tiger, and then they fight each other with tigers?
Yes.
Are they punching and kicking alongside their friend tigers?
With their tiger, and so that's what I'm saying. They get to choose. They have tigers.
The tigers are going to turn on both of them and eat them.
Well, that's
what I want.
But can you control your tiger?
I just feel like that's...
Jake, stop ruining my dream.
All right,
dude.
I'm sorry, dude. Great dream. I was seeing something different. I thought you wanted them both mutilated by tigers, and now I realize you're doing
what'll end up happening.
A He-Man style. Okay.
Would you not want to watch that?
I would watch the shit out of that.
There you go. Netflix. Listen to me. Hit me up.
Netflix.
Jesse Rules wants to know, do you know any dance routines from random music videos? No.
I mean, everyone can do the douchey Thriller fucking thing where you hang your arms down and fucking... a couple people, no.
I wasn't ever like the guy that learning the dance moves on the music videos.
No, Duddy and I were never big dancers.
No. I can cut the rug though.
There you go. With scissors, he's talking about floor work.
Yeah.
Put in tiles.
Damn Moonchild.
Okay.
Wants to know your thoughts. Oh, this is perfect. That damn Moonchild.
Star Wars character?
Damn Moonchild wants to know my thoughts on psychedelics. I love them. I love mushrooms. Yeah, I love mushrooms. I've done mushrooms many times. My thoughts on them are give it a go. See how you like it.
They are fun when used, I don't know. No, they're just fucking fun. Yep, they're fun.
Yeah, no, they are. They're nice.
Fun.
No, I love mushrooms. Let's see here. Mike_SD_ says, Duddy, you had said you were self-taught on guitar. Is there anything you wished you learned first or correctly or differently? I do wish that I would have learned piano first instrument, because you kind of just from there, I think you're going to have a better grasp on just music theory and whatnot. So but also I do like the fact that I did never take lessons, and I don't know a lot of the classical things and whatnot, because that kind of created my own style. And I'll be playing guitar sometimes with people all the time, with people that just absolutely shred on the guitar, and they're doing stuff that I know I probably will never be able to do that, and I'll do something that to me is just so easy and it's just what I do, and they'll be like, whoa, that's crazy. I would never have done that or whatever. So I think to each their own, I love that people have different skill sets and different styles. And
it's not, when it comes to creativity and art and stuff, it's all like the ear of the beholder or the eye. But that's the beauty about art. As long as it sounds cool, it is right. So yes, there's a technical way to play guitar and you can technically be trained, but then you can also become a victim of that technicality. You sit within these parameters that you've learned. Duddy never learned any of those. He just bends the strings and does weird riffs that if I heard it on any song, I'd go, that's a Duddy riff right there, because only he really does those types of things. Because I think you're just hearing a sound in your head, and then you're going, well, let me make that sound on the guitar, and there it is.
Totally.
Much like it's Tom Morello, right, from Rage Against the Machine. Yeah. I mean, he would make all sorts of weird guitar sounds using weird...
his own style for sure.
Yeah, he just made that shit up. And he was also a great technical player, but
totally.
that didn't have much to do with what he was doing there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so... Hey, there's no wrong way to do it.
Good question. Let's see here. Mama.gen819 wants to know, what influenced you to be so positive and chill? I don't know. I guess my parents and just my childhood and my friends and, I don't know.
Yeah, we've had Duddy and I have had a good life. We had parents that love us, and we got to grow up in Huntington Beach, which is right by the beach. We had cool friends, and we had a good time. We surfed, we skateboarded, and we played music, and, we're not always chill. We've been dumbasses and pricks and pieces of shit.
If I get to a dumb question on here, you're going to see me be
you'll see the
chill.
dark side. But overall, we're positive, and we don't like to make other people, like, whether Duddy and I are being assholes or douchebags, we're usually like that to each other or to you guys because you're our friends. That's why we like to make fun of the questions. But yeah, when we go out into the world, we're nice, but we're also fucking assholes, Yep. We're just like you. We're just like everyone.
Joe Vizo wants to know your favorite memories at Hoagie Barmichael's.
Holy shit. That's a deep
if you
cutter,
don't know, Hoagie Barmichael's was like the local venue that you would go, you would play that was like, a step up from like playing at bars and things. And it was like, I don't know, 500, 600 cap.
Here's the deal. Yeah. So when Duddy and I were younger, it was a huge booming time for music in our area. Everyone had bands and everyone was playing shows, but there was not a lot of all ages venues. Everything seemed to be 21 and over, because people want to sell drinks. Otherwise, you're not making your money. Hoagie Barmichael's was a bar, but they found a way to block off the bar from the main floor, and somehow they were able to do all ages.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was like a step up from your local bar because they had a stage, they had lighting, and you could probably fit maybe 500 people in there. It was just kind of a big open
sound guy and stuff.
Sound guy, lighting, a whole deal. So we used to play there a lot, and so many freaking memories. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
I remember when like Pepper came here for the first time. They played with us there. I saw my friends who are in the Simpkin Project now. I think it was the Simpkin Project back then. They were the backing band for like Don Carlos at that place.
Yep.
I mean, that was a great show. The Dirty Heads played a lot of their early shit.
One of my fondest memories of Hoagie Barmichael's, and just really period. I will always remember this. This was right when the Dirty Heads were just starting to pick up a little bit of steam, and we hadn't really played many big shows yet, and for whatever reason, this show was just like the first, like we were like, oh my God, this is going to be the best, biggest show ever, whatever it is. And we pulled our van up into the parking lot to start, getting set up or whatever. And there was a line like around the fucking block of people. Like you could see in the line that there was more people in line than were probably going to get into the place.
Yes.
And I remember we all just looked at each other and went, what the fuck? It was our first like sign of like, holy shit, like these aren't just our friends and family. Like these are people coming to see our fucking show, and they're lined around the block hours before doors are open. And it was like that first feeling of like, holy shit.
I remember, dude, I totally forgot about this somehow, but you just reminded me. I played that show with you. I was in a band. I had my own band.
That's right.
Called Elephants from Mars.
I remember that.
And I was the singer and the guitar player. And this was just like a weird band that I was in for like 6 months because I'd always been a drummer up until this point. And then I had this Queens of the Stone Age style rock band, Elephants from Mars, and we got to play that show. And so that's kind of crazy. So if you want to see, I don't know if there's Dirty Head performance of that show, but
Sure,
that Elephants from Mars, if you type that into YouTube, you'll still see that show.
Okay.
And there's a Dirty Head banner hanging behind us when we're playing, but that's the night. And I remember that now because we were the opening act. We were a nothing band. We had no fans. And you guys were cool enough to go, fuck, dude, Jake, open up the show for us. We pulled in the parking lot and saw that too.
Yeah.
I remember going, oh, it's on.
Yeah.
Like, the doors are not open and there's 1,000 people here.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That was an amazing night. And that was one of the first nights when you just knew that the Dirty Heads had something special and it was going somewhere. And then it did, obviously. Here we are. Hoagie fucking Barmichaels. You know what? Real quick. I also remember this. My band back then that I had before Elephants from Mars and all that, when in the early days of HB Surround Sound, we'd play there. And we were so young and we got no money anywhere we played that this guy finally would like pay us. It was an all ages place and we would bring like 300-400 people to this place. And I think back now and he'd give us like $500.
Oh, yeah.
And we'd be like, oh my God, yes, we made $500. Like literally, we're jumping, high-fiving, hugging each other. And now when I think back, I go, dude,
was just raking in the dough off us.
It was $10 to get in. There was hundreds and he was making thousands of dollars at the door.
At the bar, he was probably crushing.
I'm like, this guy was making $10,000 easily that night. And then I was going, $500. I should have said.
He was making way more than 10 grand. If you got to think, you had 500 people in there. That's $5 grand at the door.
At the door.
And that guy's for sure making at least 10 to 15 grand that night at that bar because it's crushed the whole time with heavy drinkers.
Our fans drank like
and there's food. There's
food.
There's everything.
Dude, I swear to God, we would all like later on in our years, me and the boys from my band, we'd be laughing. We'd be like, we stuffed that place 20 times, and we would just. Thank you.
Oh, dude.
I was leaving thousands of dollars on the table.
Dude,
every time.
It's so funny. And I remember too. I remember the first time the Dirty Heads like got like a decent payment. It was like, like $1,500 or something. And I remember it was one of those things like, oh shit.
You're like, good Lord, should I buy a car?
It was one of those things like, what if we could do this every night? That would be crazy, And then you look back and you're like, you still won't make any money if that's what you're pulling in.
No, you'll barely make it for the next
It
gig.
doesn't even pay the bills, yeah.
Whoa.
Good questions.
Hoagie Barmichaels, you rattled off some memories. Thank you for that one.
Salty Girl Macram. Salty Girl Macram. Okay.
All right. Irish beachgoer.
Wants to know the best prank y'all have played on each other. Here's one I remember always, and it was fucking hilarious, and it was so dumb, but like, I think it was one of the first time my brother was going to have like a girlfriend over at the house. He was probably like maybe in 8th grade or something like that. And so that means I was like in 6th grade, whatever it was. We were young and my mom took my brother to go like pick her up at their house. And then they were going to bring him back. And we knew this. And I knew that like in our like attic in the garage, we had this huge trash bag full of like all the old stuffed animals we had when we were a kid. It was just filled with all these like baby stuffed animals and whatnot. And me and my dad fucking went up there, got the trash bag down and put every stuffed animal all around my brother's room, like set them up like it was like, oh, this is how I decorate with stuffed animals. Like proudly all over. Oh man, good stuff.
Yep. I remember that when you come back home. Yeah, here's my room. What the fuck?
Like 100 stuffies.
Oh, dude, I thought you were gonna do like a Dirty Head one. I always remember this one thing that this wasn't like an ongoing Dirty Head prank or anything, but dude, I will never forget the image of the mayonnaise that Matty O got onto Davey.
Dude.
So early Dirty Head days. This was like right after Lay Me Down hit, early success. Everyone's partying hard all the time. It's so fun, this new world, playing big shows and having fun backstage, having a backstage and actually getting alcohol. Yeah. So everyone's drunk all the time, having a great time. And David one night was just like wasted. And he's like, dude, I'll take a shot of anything. I'll take a mayonnaise shot. And for some reason, Matty O's like, I can't get the mayonnaise into the shot glass. He's all, here, how about I'll just squirt it into your mouth? And David's like, okay. So Matty O loosens the mayonnaise cap, the entire cap, to the point where it was almost going to fall off anyway. And David's like, yeah, give me that mayonnaise shot. And it's on film and we're all partying. And yeah, and Matty O just puts the bottle up, squeezes it, and the entire fucking bottle of mayonnaise hits David's face. It's online somewhere.
It was under like mayonnaise, like you spell mayonnaise, but with like male, like a male,
a man.
Yeah,
mayonnaise. You can maybe find it. Dirty Heads dig deep, but
no, but that was
it's an amazing shot.
That was. We were backstage, and this was in Kansas City, and we were playing with Cage the Elephant.
Absolutely.
And Cage the Elephant's green room was next door to ours, and we had never met each other at this point. And we got in our dressing room, and I don't know who started, but someone started like yelling, and then like people from the other dressing room started yelling, and next thing you knew, like we were all just yelling. It was kind of one of those things where we like looked out of our dressing rooms at each other and like met in the hallway, like, hey, what's up, guys? You're fucking crazy too, sweet. And we ended up having a great night with them, and that was like after the show. Yeah, we were all hanging out and partying, and somehow it was like people were throwing all this money down for like who will take a shot of like tequila with like a mayonnaise chaser or something. It was.
That's what it was. Take a shot. Here's a chaser
and
of something.
Your chaser
gross.
has to be you have to chase it with
mayonnaise.
a shot of mayonnaise.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're idiots. And then Dave was like, I'll do it. And then the funniest part is he's like, and I don't need the money. I'll do it for free.
That's right, dude. Everyone was like, we'll do it 30 bucks. I don't know. There was some sort of money.
Yeah, whatever.
Up.
Then
David,
that
I don't
happened.
need that.
And it was fucking hilarious.
Squirt.
I'll try and find that
bottle.
video, and if I can, we'll post a link somewhere to it. It's pretty funny.
Cage the Elephant boys talk like this.
They do.
That was cool. They were like full,
excuse
like
me, sir.
dudes.
My head's stuck in your knee pit. Oh man, he told me the funniest. The drummer, I believe, Jared. The drummer's Jared. He told us the story. He was in Vegas and he was like walking through the lobby, and somehow he tripped. And his like, if you could picture like you're walking behind somebody, and Jared tripped, and his head hit the guy in the back of the knee, like right in like the knee pit, like
the guy in front of him.
Yeah, and so the guy like it crumbled him, but when the guy crumbled, he sat. So now the guy is sitting on Jared's head, and Jared's in between his knee pit, like his head, and it ended up being Chuck Liddell.
No, this is Jared, the drummer of Cage the Elephant.
Yes, he fell into like the back of Chuck Liddell's leg, and then it crumbled, him to where he sat on him, and he's stuck there. And like Chuck can't really stand up because all Jared's weight is like on his legs, and then it's like a weird thing. So it was first. He's like, I was like stuck there, and he's like, all I could say is, sir, I'm sorry, and my head's stuck in your knee pit.
Your knee pit.
My head's stuck in your knee pit, sir. I'm sorry.
You don't want your head stuck in the last pit you want to be stuck in. Chuck Liddell's pit.
Yeah, funny story.
That question brought back 1,000 memories. Yeah. Good one.
Jimmy Cap wants to know, were you guys Green Day fans growing up?
Yeah.
Totally, man.
Big time.
That album, Dookie, was freaking amazing. That was probably the first album I owned where I actually knew every single fucking word to every single song.
And we learned how to like play guitar to Green Day, because obviously it was, it was bar chords. It was easy, like enough for us to catch along.
Honestly,
so we learned our songs on Green Day.
One of the first couple, like probably one of the first 3 songs I learned was When I Come Around.
Big time.
Down.
Dude, I have a memory of Mike Broberg, who's a longtime friend of Duddy and I. He was the bass player in all of my bands, and he's played with Dirty Heads in the past and stuff. And he was like the first friend of ours to have an instrument and like know how to play it good. And I remember him coming over. He had a little amp that you could walk around with, a travel amp and a guitar, and he played us Green Day songs along with the album. And we're just going, what? He's like,
I remember him and like Jeremiah played like Longview.
Yep, these are our
Jeremiah
neighborhood
Snyder.
buddies. Yeah.
And I remember just watching them because, like, remember Longview? I remember when you're young, you're just like, no way.
It was crazy because I remember seeing my first, like, I had a friend who in school, I don't even remember his name, but and then one day, this was like my freshman year of high school, and I met this guy. I want to say his name's Joey, I forget. But then all of a sudden, I saw like a jazz performance happening at lunchtime at our school, and he was playing the drums. And I remembered, like, oh, I knew this guy. He was from my class. I didn't even know he was a drummer. And then I saw him playing the drums, and I was like, and that was the first time I like knew that, oh, someone my age can be a drummer. Like it was weird. I had to see it to know it was possible. And so I remember seeing that guy play drums, and that's what made me go like, oh, I think I could play instruments maybe. And then our buddy Mike Broberg comes over and plays Green Day songs on his guitar. And then you're like, wait a minute, we could have a band, I think. And then I swear, within a year later, Duddy and I had drums, guitars, and a band.
Totally.
It's like, you know, once you saw, oh, I guess that's allowed. Wait. That was the beauty of punk rock, dude, being a kid. It's like it's accessible. You hear punk rock and you go, I can do that because it's inherently simpler than a lot of things. Core punk rock, you know, and boom, here we are.
Good question. Rusk himself says, Duddy, how did you get past the learning block on guitar? I feel like I've mastered all the chords and bar chords, but I can't figure out scales. And will you jam with me next time you guys are out in Michigan? Man. Next time I'm out in Michigan, I'll probably be so happy that we're touring again. Sure. No, but you know what? The learning block, I know, I get what you're saying. I get asked that question a lot. Like, how do you get past like the frustration stage or whatever? And it's like, you can't only focus on trying to like learn new stuff. That's what I learned early. It was like, I can't just only sit there and do scales. I can't just sit there and try to learn new chords or whatever. Like, yes, do that for a little bit to warm up, do your scales, whatever, but then use what you know and just enjoy playing guitar. Like, if you only know 3 chords, play those 3 chords in different, you know, patterns and try and, you know, make up a melody and start writing some lyrics to it. There's some of my favorite songs are 2 bar chords back and forth the whole fucking song. Mm-hmm. So if you know 2 bar chords, you can write a song. So just do that. And then the next day when you know, start to play or whatever, learn some stuff, do your scales for however much time you got, try and, you know, expand your knowledge, and then go back to just having fun.
That's a great thing. So it's like, sometimes you're just trying to learn new shit. You're like, okay, maybe take your practices and switch them up. A little bit of time trying to advance, and then spend a lot more time right now just trying to have fun with the stuff you know how to rip on and feel good about your guitar playing. And then what'll happen is naturally you'll go back to the advancement shit, and one day you'll have it. You'll go, oh.
And while you're just having fun fucking around, you're going to figure other shit out. Yes. You're going to end up learning anyway. And you're just going to get more, you know, natural.
That works for everything. Yeah. If you apply that to skateboarding, surfing, any sport, no matter what you're doing, if you're trying to get better at it, you always have plateaus. So maybe change the way you're spending your time with that thing. Yeah. Find the joy again, and then all of a sudden progression happens. Because progression's going to happen. Yeah. If you keep playing, you're going to get better. Yeah. Just allow it.
For sure.
Hell yeah.
Rush No J just gave the little cry face emoji.
Okay.
Eric XTDH says, when are you coming to blank? Question mark. He knows.
Good one.
One of the worst questions we get all the time is, when are you coming back to Syracuse? We don't know when we're coming back to anywhere.
When's anyone coming back to Syracuse? We were in Syracuse, New York last year. You remember this, Anthony? And we were skateboarding down the middle of the streets on a Sunday, just, is there anybody here? It was 38 days later or whatever the fuck that movie. Do you remember this? Duddy, you were with us.
What?
Syracuse, New York.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
The streets were just empty.
It was ghost town.
It was crazy. So, good question for everyone on Earth.
Yep. Reckless Island. It's a pretty cool name, actually.
Sounds scary.
Yeah, I want to watch that horror film. Mm-hmm. Who structures the DH rehearsals? That's a good question. Honestly, we're all very involved in the rehearsals, definitely. But if I had to say there was one guy who really like, because he's just like, he's so focused on what needs to get done perfectly, it's probably Matt. Matt kind of like, he's definitely like very like on top of everything. Mm-hmm. Like when he comes to rehearsals, he is prepared as fuck. I'm kind of like, that's what rehearsals are for. I'll go there and figure it out while I'm there, you know? So yeah, if anyone, I would say Matt, but we're all pretty on top of stuff as well. And Neb624 wants to say, do the snozberries really taste like snozberries?
Is that a Jay and Silent Bob? Super Troopers. Great question. Wow. Who was that again?
Neb624.
Never ask that question again.
You know what you should do,
No,
Neb? You should walk around just anywhere, and if you see like a bush with some berries on it, pick them, eat them.
Eat them. Don't test. Eat them. They're good for you. And they're schnozberries. Enjoy.
And then you'll know. Turn the Tide Creation, another one.
We
wants
did say
to know-
ask us anything, to be fair. Just no.
If you ended up with the Rona, would your family be like, fuck it, guess we're all going to get it? Or would they banish you from the house? I mean, I would just self-quarantine myself.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to give it to my family. If I found out I had it, I'd probably just be like, I'm going to go to like a hotel for a bit. See you later.
I'd be like, all right, Duddy would come home and go, all right, I guess you guys got to get the fuck out for a bit.
Good luck. Here's $10. Oh God, Moto Pro Girl wants to know
Moto Pro
who
Girl,
in the group gets high the most.
What a ridiculous fucking! It's Duddy by far.
It is
by a long shot. But
really, that's what you got.
We did say ask us anything. Who in your band gets high the most?
Let's have a drink. Podcast. Oh, let's have a drink podcast. That must be a podcast.
All right.
Which guests would you like to have on most that none of us would expect?
Oh, go to their page too and check them out while we answer this. That's a good quest. I've answered this before.
A real podcast where real men talk about real things: relationships, parenthood, raising cattle, good booze, military service, and serving the Lord.
All right.
Let's have a drink podcast if you want to check that out. And
drinketh thy blood.
You know who I would want to have on this podcast? And someone asked me on the last live stream who I'd want to drink with most. It's the same person who I'd want to have on the podcast, John Daly. Dude.
The golfer?
Yeah. Go on YouTube and look up funny videos of John Daly, dude. The guy is fucking hilarious. He's out of his mind.
You guys look like you could be family
I
members.
could probably be his son for sure. I could be his son for sure.
I remember this question coming up a long time ago somehow anyway, but I said Lennox Lewis. Both of us went sports. Just because Lennox Lewis, I loved him. He was like a heavyweight champion when I was, I don't know, maybe in my 20s. I'm not sure. But when I was growing up, and I loved Lennox then, and he's lived all over the world, and I don't know. He's just like an interesting dude. I've always dug him, and I've never seen many interviews with him. It's not like he's on everyone's show. So yeah.
Yeah. 541, my 5 fit. Any chance of getting other band members on the DH podcast? Yeah, we've actually had Jared was on an episode. We had Sean Haygood, our keyboard player. They were both on episodes. You could find them. They're in the archives on the server. So yeah, and I don't know if any of the other guys would, like Dave and John and Matt. Maybe they would.
They're more quiet dudes. They don't want to jump in front of the camera if they don't have to.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that they would do it if I asked them, but they'd be like, all right, sure.
Reluctantly.
Yeah.
But we will, I'm sure we're going to have Jared on again, you know, and I'm sure Sean Haygood will end up being on again for sure because he's a great guy to hang out with, and he can be on as much as he wants. Haygood likes to just sit and shoot the shit like Duddy and I.
Yeah.
Even Jared is more of a like, I'll come do the show, and Jared's great at talking and stuff, but he doesn't want to be on all the time. You know, even Jared's, you know, decently guarded, but we will definitely have them back on.
Yeah. Pelin Chi 14. Pelinche 14. Duddy, what song would you want DH to do a cover of? And Jake, what are your honest opinion about sups and surfing? Hates us because we get more waves.
Oh, he throws a us in there, dude. So
he's a supper.
No, look, I don't personally get burned too much. I don't have that many suppers in the lineup where I surf or anything, and I ride a longboard a lot lately, or I haven't even been surfing a lot lately, so that is a fucking. But in my recent surfing years, I ride a longboard a lot, or I ride like retro kind of fat twin fins, so I get plenty of waves anyway. I ride boards that paddle fast. There are plenty of people out there who hate on stand-up paddlers because yes, they hover further out in the lineup and they catch a lot of waves with their stand-up paddle. Look. There have been individual sessions where, yes, there has been a stand-up paddler that you want to take his paddle, break it over his head, shoot his board into a fucking shark's mouth, and just say, dude, find another wave to go steal. But that's been like 3 sessions out of my whole life. So in general, I say have fun on your sup.
Yeah. All good. And what song would I want to cover? I've always wanted to cover with the band like a Beastie Boys song. Like it would be cool if we just did like so what you want or something. If we just pulled that out. I think it would be awesome. So hopefully we do that one day. Plur Live 579 wants to know, why don't surfers dress as penguins or like they wearing a suit?
Well, penguins, I guess they want to look at as least like food to sharks. This is a dumb question. What the fuck? What? Read it again, dude. My face hurts.
I want you to dress like a penguin, Plur Life, and jump right into a fucking just swarm of white.
I want you to swim in the Arctic as a penguin forever. Just never stop swimming in the Arctic.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't even know what to do about that. Great, thank you. Though we did say.
You know what, Plur Life? Next time you go, you know what really helps keep you warm? If you fill your wetsuit up with cement and then you just jump on in. Mm-hmm. You stay super warm.
Yeah. I want you to spread fish guts all over your body, dress like a penguin, and again swim through the Arctic and just never stop.
Dude,
all right. But then we said ask us anything. Son of an actual bitch.
The Lefty Luke wants to know, is salsa a condiment? Why or why not? If one more person fucking I've had is a hot dog a sandwich? I've had is cereal a soup? I've had fucking what is salsa a condiment? First off, fucking who gives a shit?
Oh, I was gonna say I have an answer for that question, and it's who cares? Yeah, like who? Does anyone listening care what our answer is?
No.
They're at home going, they better fucking say condiment. If they don't say condiments, I'm never listening to this. They said condiments.
You know what?
Thank God. It's my
When's
favorite.
the last time you've been like, you know what, I gotta go get some condiments? No, I'm like, I need ketchup. I'm gonna go grab some fucking ketchup. I want salsa. Guess what? I don't say I'm gonna go get some condiments.
Nope.
No, I need salsa.
Yep.
I don't go to a fucking restaurant and when the waitress says you need anything else, I'll say condiments.
Yeah, bring me the condiments.
Which ones? All the condiments.
Yeah, salsa, of course.
Well, is salsa a condiment? Just bring it.
How's that, Duddy? Duddy, this is how Duddy orders. What would you like to have with your condiments? What condiments? Salsa, of course. I said condiments. Yes.
Oh,
wow.
Lefty Luke, you know what? I want to get the hottest salsa in the world, and I want to put it in your eyes.
I'm not wearing a condiment. You see what we are. Okay, that was not good, but we'll continue on.
Oh, man.
Took the heat off you. You're welcome.
That's it.
That's it?
That's all we got.
That's it? What about Facebook? Is there Facebook question?
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. We did all the Facebook ones. The condiment question came from Facebook.
Jeez.
Yeah, I gotta go. What are we doing anymore?
Okay, here's a new one. Queen BD13 says, Duddy, what got you to become a Raiders fan?
Queen Big Dick 13.
Bo Jackson.
Bo Jackson. Multi-sport athlete
Dude,
of the 80s and 90s.
But also growing up, one of our parents' best friends, like they lived next door, and they were huge Raider fans, and they would always have like Raider parties every Sunday, and I would go watch Scott and Arnett. So that kind of helped out too. But Bo Jackson for showsy. Yeah, that's it. That's all we got.
That's it? There it is, dude. That's it. There's nothing else? There's not one more.
That's it.
Jeez, we ended with a sincere answer. Well, our neighbors,
So weird, different episode today, guys. Sorry, it's a Memorial Day. We decided to come in real quick. We didn't really have a game plan, so we just did a lot of Q&A.
We did a lot of Q&A, and thank you for all the Q.
Yeah, so once again, too, if you do want to win this beautiful Ernie Ball Music Man Cutlass guitar, go on over to our Patreon page. That's patreon.com/Feeling Good with Duddy. You're also going to get a bonus episode every Monday and lots of other cool extra content. So, other than that, go to cutlassbrand.com as well. Put in code DuddyB at checkout. You will get 15% off your order. And have a nice day.
Enjoy the Dirty Head live stream shoots.
Yeah.